Good evening and welcome back to Golden Eagles Sports Report.
Nancy, the men's basketball team is back in action for another big game against the Creighton Blue Jays.
You said it, Khadija. And Chloe Murata has cemented herself in Marquette women's basketball history. Get ready, Marquette Nation. Golden Eagles Sports Report starts right now.
Slam dunk! Oh, that's a poster. From the Jeannie Hayes Virtual Studio at Marquette University, this is Golden Eagles Sports Report.
Marquette gets the rebound, and the champions have gone down.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nancy Flaherty alongside Khadija Al-Mawali. Khadija, the women's lacrosse team is storming through the competition.
Couldn't have said it better myself. After a big win versus Youngstown State, Marquette looks to take on the Bearcats of Cincinnati.
Now, the Bearcats pounce first and find the back of the net twice with the help of first-year attacker Cameron Callahan.
The Golden Eagles are quick to strike back and score 3 unanswered goals to make the lead 3-2.
Marquette takes over for the rest of the first half as they outscore Cincinnati 6-5.
The Golden Eagles head to the locker rooms for halftime, leading the Bearcats 9-7.
The Golden Eagles love momentum and use it to their advantage to start the second half.
That's right, Nancy. The Birds start the half with 3 goals, 2 of them courtesy of sophomore attacker Meg Bradley.
The Bearcats have an answer as they manage to find the back of the net twice.
Cincinnati and Marquette exchange goals to end the third, but Marquette is still managing to hold on to that lead.
The Bearcats are vicious and try to come back versus the Golden Eagles and end up trailing by 1 goal, forcing a Marquette timeout.
I need to hear what Coach Black told the team because after that timeout, Marquette managed to finish the game on an impressive 5-0 run.
Marquette leaves Cincinnati with the mark winning 19-13.
And after that great win, the Marquette women's lacrosse team is off to their best start in program history. Not
only that, but both senior midfielder Lydia Faust and senior attacker Shea Garcia earned Player of the Week honors for their respective positions. Faust earns Midfielder of the Week after scoring 5 total goals and recording 1 assist in 2 games last week. This is Faust's second straight Midfielder of the Week honor.
Garcia earns Attacker of the Week after scoring 9 total goals, recording 1 assist in 2 games last week for Marquette. This is Garcia's first honor of the season. The men's lacrosse team dropped its second straight game against the number 2 ranked Notre Dame Fighting Irish. The Irish continues to haunt the Golden Eagles by cruising to a 21-10 victory last week and continues to hold an undefeated record against Marquette.
Now, despite the loss, sophomore attacker Bobby O'Grady earns a spot on the Big East honor roll after scoring 4 goals against the Irish. The men are back in action this Saturday against the Michigan Wolverines. On to basketball. The men's basketball team comes out of the locker room with hopes of clinching the first place standing in the Big East Conference against the Xavier Musketeers.
The game starts off slow for both teams as they combine for 8 points in the first 5 minutes.
Now, Xavier's offense decides to wake up first, going on a 9-0 run and taking a 13-9 lead with 12 minutes to go in the first half.
Marquette goes on a mini run of their own as sophomore guard Stevie Mitchell steal and score brings Marquette within 4. In typical Golden Eagle fashion, Marquette starts the second half strong with an 8-point run. Xavier turnover late in the second half provides to be costly as junior forward also Igodoro knocks down both free throws to give Marquette the lead 67-66 with 22 seconds left.
Now, Xavier graduate student Jack Nunji responds with a basket of his own, leaving the game in the hands of the Golden Eagles. But junior forward Olivier Maxence Prosper does his best superhero impression as his putback dunk saves the day for Marquette.
Marquette takes the game over the 16th-ranked Xavier Musketeers.
An impressive lead 69-68, Stevie Mitchell now leads Marquette with 17 points and a career-high 6 steals, while junior guard Tyler Kolek puts in 15 points and 5 assists.
Following the win over Xavier, Marquette's men's basketball coach Shaka Smart finds himself on the Naismith's Men's College Coach of the Year 2023 late season watch list. The list is compiled of the top 15 coaches in the country. The preseason ranking had Marquette finishing 9th in the Big East. The Golden Eagles find themselves sitting at 10th, the latest AP poll.
I can hardly catch up with all those numbers moving around. And after his career night, Stevie Mitchell finds his way onto the Big East honor roll, scoring 17 points, gathering 4 rebounds, and snagging 6 steals. After going 1-0 on the week, the men's basketball team moves up 1 spot to number 10 in the latest AP poll. The Golden Eagles have a top 25 matchup against the number 19 ranked Creighton Blue Jays with hopes of completing the season sweep.
After a very interesting weekend of basketball, we welcome in men's basketball beat reporter Jackson Gross. Jackson Gross, glad to have you on, Jackson.
It's always good to be on talking about men's basketball.
It looked like Stevie Mitchell really played with a chip on his shoulder following his week on the Big East honor roll. Can Marquette lean on Stevie against another ranked opponent?
You're not going to get another maybe 17-point or 19-point game performance from Stevie Mitchell, but what you can expect is energy all the time. Stevie is the anchor of Marquette's defense this entire season, and he just proved it again on Wednesday night against Xavier. When Cam Jones was struggling, 2 of 14 shooting, he kept bringing the energy and kept guys involved. It was just a really, obviously, had an outstanding outing and was partially one of the main reasons Marquette was able to come out with a win and stay in first place in the Big East.
Creighton is currently 12-1 at home this season. How much does this home court advantage mean to Creighton, especially given Marquette's struggles on the road?
I mean, across Creighton athletics, I will say they have an unbelievable home field or home court advantage. But for Creighton basketball especially, they thrive at home. Obviously, the 12-1 record, their only loss was to in-state rival Nebraska, and they shot 30% from the field and 10 of 40 from 3. I don't think they're going to be jacking up 43s against Marquette, and even if they do, I don't think they're going to shoot that poorly. So they're going to be much better, and they also hang their hat on the defensive end. They give up about 67 points a game. Marquette's averaging about 80. And so it's going to come down to Marquette if they're able to get that winning play that they need. I mean, 3 of their 4 road losses this year have been by 5 points or less. The game against Purdue, the double overtime game against Providence, and obviously that 4-point loss against Xavier. So it's really going to come down if they can make that winning play at the end to put them over the hump and get a massive win this late in the season.
Last time Marquette played Creighton, they were without junior center Ryan Kalkbrenner. How important is this presence to this game?
Ryan Kalkbrenner is an absolute beast in the paint for Creighton. He's a Big East Player of the Year. I think he's in contention for that award, and he just does everything for Creighton down low. He's their leading scorer, shooting 70% from the field. He's second in rebounding, 2.3 blocks per game. And it's going to be a tough matchup for Marquette. They've struggled against teams with a lot of size, like UConn with Adama Sanogo, and Xavier earlier in the year with Zach Fremantle and Jack Nungy. So they're going to have to come out with the type of energy they had on the offensive glass and defensive glass like they did against Xavier. They had, I believe, 11 offensive rebounds against Xavier. So that's going to be the biggest thing in order for them to win.
Thank you for your thoughts, Jackson, but we're all out of time. Coming up, how did the women's basketball team fare over the weekend? Find out after the break.
Hey!
There are amazing things to discover in the forest.
Toothless, time to go! What you picking up on, bud?
It's a whole hidden world of wonders and the perfect place to spend time with family. What better place to let your imagination soar? Experience nature and create a memory you can share. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
I surrender.
All right, pal. Get ready for the day, buddy.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. Do we have a gun?
What's that?
Do we have a gun?
Welcome back to Golden Eagle Sports Report. Once again, I'm Nancy Flaherty.
And I'm Khadija Al-Mawali.
Khadija, the women's basketball team continues to win.
That's right, Nancy. Coming off a last-second win after Providence, the Golden Eagles cruised to another victory against the St. John's Red Storm.
Now, St. John's starts the scoring off as graduate student Jillian Archer gets the putback to go in the lane.
The Golden Eagles fly out of the nest with a 10-point run led by junior forward Liza Curlin.
Marquette sets the offensive tone early, hitting three-pointers on back-to-back possessions to extend the lead back to double digits.
Senior guard Jordan King caps off the big quarter for Marquette with the layup and the foul to put the Golden Eagles up 19-6 at the end of one.
The Red Storm is brewing in the second quarter with Archer and redshirt senior Jayla Everett at the eye of the storm and keep Marquette away from running away with the lead.
Redshirt senior guard Kadesha Bailey keeps St. John's within reach with back-to-back jumpers at the end of the first half. The Johnnies head into the locker room down just 8 points.
King and Murata fly into the eye of the storm and wreak havoc on the Johnnies and score 8 straight points for Marquette to blow open the lead.
Junior guard Rose Nkumu joins the party, scoring 5 straight Golden Eagle points to push the lead to 21.
Everett tries to put St. John's on her back, scoring 6 third-quarter points, but Marquette's suffocating defense is too much for St. John's.
The fourth quarter proves to be historic as Murata becomes just the 33rd player in Marquette history to score 1,000 points.
Murata hits the mark 2 minutes into the fourth quarter with a layup from King.
Marquette goes into cruise control and picks up the win 61-38 over St. John's.
This marks the Golden Eagles' 4th straight win and puts them in 4th place in the Big East. Marquette holds St. John's to just 38 points on 27 perfect from the field, its lowest scoring affair this season.
Even just the way that our team came out ready to play today, ready to defend, I thought our defense was really, really phenomenal today, and just the way that we were able to respond at different points when we did have a couple possessions that were iffy on the defensive end, able to adjust and reset ourselves on a couple, some of the key players being able to knock down some shots. We were able to adjust on that, but I just thought it was a really big win for us and really great team win overall too.
Murata ends her historic day with 14 points and 12 rebounds, which is her 8th double-double of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I first of all love Marquette. I definitely wanted to be under Coach Duffy for 4 full years, and so to be able to be coached by her, Justine Radman obviously is my position coach, and then this team is just incredible to play for, and this program just means so much to me, and so there was just not a doubt in my mind that I would come back.
King leads the way for Marquette with 24 points, her 10th double-figure scoring game of the season. King also chips in 6 rebounds and 6 assists in the win.
Jordan is a joy to coach every day. She's so steady. I think, the minute she stepped on campus was our starting point guard. And just to see, again, her growth and maturation, stepping up into a big role this year as one of our scorers. But the thing about Jay is she just keeps adding little things to her game as a playmaker and as a scorer. And it's just so fun for myself and our staff just to meet with her and watch film with her. And, I think the cool thing when you get to that senior year, the fact that we can still get on them and challenge them and, tell her it's not quite good enough, and she responds every time is a really good quality that she has. And we're just proud of the person and player she has become, and I know there's a lot of great basketball ahead for her.
And following her career week, senior forward Chloe Murata earns a spot on the Big East Weekly Honor Roll. Murata averaged 20 points and 11 rebounds in the 2 and 0 week for Marquette, which included a 26-point game in the win versus Providence. This marks the 5th time this season and 2nd straight week Murata has earned this honor. Marquette also receives 3 top 25 votes in the latest AP poll and is the unofficial 34th ranked team in the country.
Coming up, does Marcus Howard deserve to have his jersey retired? We dive in after the break.
I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Golden Eagle Sports Report. Once again, I'm Nancy Flaherty. We would like to welcome sports reporter John Gunville to the show. I heard you have some opinions on Marcus Howard's jersey.
Oh, just a couple. Just a couple.
Just a few? Oh, well, good. So last week at the Marquette Tribune, you wrote a sports column on why Marcus Howard should not have his jersey retired. Why did you write this?
You know, Marcus Howard was kind of stuck at the end of the Denver Nuggets bench for the last couple of years, and this season he moved over to Spain, where he's been torching the Spanish league for Baskonia. So just kind of felt like a good time. We're a couple years removed from when he played for Marquette, so I think we have enough perspective, and he's coming up more on my Twitter feed. That's part of the reason.
Yeah, that's completely fair. But now then, looking at kind of his career then in Marquette, do you think if Howard and Marquette actually won in March, you would think differently? What more could Marcus Howard have done during his career at Marquette?
Yeah, I think wins in the NCAA tournament for me are the most important thing to getting your jersey retired. You know, Marcus had 2 chances to get an NCAA win in his freshman season where they played South Carolina, in his junior season where they played Murray State. But the 2 things about those teams, South Carolina ended up making the Final Four. Murray State had John Morant, who dropped a triple-double on Marquette. I think Marcus Howard could have potentially done more work in the regular season, so you avoid those 2 really tough teams in the first round. That said, for Marcus Howard, a guy who scored 40 points in a single half during his career, he could have done more in those games also to just will Marquette to a win.
Interesting. I appreciate that kind of history you're giving me. Now, Marcus Howard calls you up, and he's trying to decide he's going to return to the NBA or keep up his high-scoring career in Europe. What are you going to say to change his mind on either choice?
I think if Marcus Howard's goal is to get his jersey retired, he has to go back to the NBA. I don't know if he has an NBA future. I don't necessarily know if he's good enough for it. He could prove me wrong, absolutely. But I think if he really wants to get his jersey retired, he's got to make at least a starter spot on an NBA team, if not like an all-star game or 2, to really cement, to really give more of an impact back to Marquette as a basketball program.
Now, is there anyone on the current roster who you think has a chance to have their jersey retired in the future?
I think there's probably maybe a couple players depending on how their careers play out. Obviously, still so early for so many of the guys on the Marquette men's team, but one player really stands out, and that's Tyler Kolek. His assist numbers that he's putting up are absolutely ridiculous. He probably will end up as the leading assister in Marquette's history for his career. So I think if he does that, maybe he can get a couple NCAA tournament wins here and there. I think he'll have a really good resume to get his jersey retired.
Interesting. Well, I look forward to kind of seeing whose jersey is going to end up in the rafters. Thank you for coming on, John. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Now, coming up in pro sports, did Mac McClung save the dunk contest? Plus, is Aaron Rodgers actually going to retire? We'll dive in after the break.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt,
such a weirdo,
excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason. Because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
discuss the All-Star Game, the infamous Darkness Retreat, and more. Joining me on the panel tonight is Adrian Fraga and Tommy Gilchrist. Let's get to the good stuff. The NBA All-Star Game used to be one of the best games in the NBA, but as of recently, the defense is nowhere to be found, and the competition has slowly gone down. Is this a hint that the NBA needs to move on from the All-Star Game? Adrian, we'll start with you. What do you think?
I think I put this pretty well on my Twitter. The All-Star Game is cooked. There's no reason to have this game. It was very boring. It was embarrassing. There really, as you said, there was no defense to be played. It was just an embarrassment of the NBA. I think, and also the fact that the NBA players can risk injury like Giannis, LeBron, it's just not a good sign. I think, if anything, they should just give the awards to the players. It should be some kind of honor for the players. It's the same can be said for the Pro Bowl, for the NFL, but All-Star Game, Pro Bowl, both of them cooked.
I don't know about moving on from the All-Star Game, but I mean, God, this game was bad. It was bad. But they just need to get the competition up a little bit more. I mean, and Adam Silver needs to figure it out because that was one of the worst games I've ever watched. I could only get to the first half of it, but I don't know if they should move on from it because the concept of that the best 24 players in the NBA are going at it. You can get the best pickup game of all time in the entire world. I mean, I would keep the concept, but I would not back this game as a reason why the All-Star Game should be a thing.
All right, we do got a couple of haters in the room. I respect that. I think your injury point is probably the thing that I'm most fascinated by the game. But as we all know, the NBA All-Star Game is not just the actual game itself. Another All-Star activity that seems like it's run its course is the NBA dunk contest. Ever since Aaron Gordon was robbed and Dwayne Wade refused to give a 10, the dunk contest has gotten hard to watch. But out of nowhere came Mac McClung, who had some of the most entertaining dunks that we have seen in a long time. Now, did McClung single-handedly save the dunk contest, or we still hating the game? Is it time to move on? Tommy, I'm throwing it back to you. What do you think?
Simply put, no, he did not save the dunk contest. Don't get me wrong, Mac McClung went off. He had a great performance at the dunk contest. But again, fans aren't going to the dunk contest to see Mac McClung. They're not there to see G League players.
Good point.
They would want to see Ja Morant or Zion go to the dunk contest, and the star players just aren't doing it anymore. It's not like Vince Carter and Kobe when they would do it in the 90s. It's just not the same. It's too inconsistent. I think they should implement the one-on-one tournament. I think that would get the stars out. That would be a good substitute for it.
Tom, you put it perfectly. To tell you the truth, the very fact that we have to rely on G League players like Mac McClung. All respect to Mac McClung. He had a great showing, was super entertaining. But the very fact that the NBA feels the need to resort to G League players in order to play in the dunk contest because you can't get Aaron Gordon back on after being embarrassed by Derrick Jones Jr. or someone like Ja Morant, who all the fans clamor for. The very fact that you resort to Mac McClung just shows how it's a testament to the fact that it's dying. And I think it's time they put it away.
Also, I'm sorry. I think we've seen every dunk a human being can possibly do in the year of 2023 before they hit the ground.
Don't say that, because one day someone's going to jump from the nosebleeds and dunk it.
Maybe.
Adrian, I'm hoping that's you.
I don't know about that one.
I can see it in your future. Well, switching course to talk about football now. Once again, Aaron Rodgers has put himself at the forefront of the NFL offseason drama, this time by going into a darkness retreat to see if he will actually play football again. Now, will Rodgers come back for one last dance, or will he actually hang his cleats up? Adrian.
Let's be real. Aaron Rodgers has done the same song and dance for the past, 2-3 seasons now.
Yep.
He's going to go back to playing football. It's in his DNA. He loves it. He loves the game. Now, as to what the darkness retreat entails, we have no clue.
Nope.
Truthfully. But I don't think he's going to necessarily stay on the Packers. I think he's gone. But football, certainly not gone for him.
I completely agree with you. I think he's coming back to the NFL, either like what the screen says, Jets or Raiders. Probably the Raiders team up with Devontae again. But no, the game he's not leaving. I think he still has more to prove. He's trying to get one more ring before he retires when it's all said and done. But yeah, we'll see what the darkness retreat entails.
Point, yeah. See, for me personally, if I had the opportunity like to just kind of go into a dark room and then decide whether I was going to get $16 million if I continue to play for the Packers, like, I feel like the decision he's going to make. Yeah, I feel like it's a very easy decision. I feel like it's just more fun to him for be like, oh, what will I do?
Yeah,
Almost $60 million. But if he does retire, he will be in the same eligibility class as J.J. Watt and Tom Brady, two no doubt Hall of Famers. Now, would Aaron Rodgers lose the ability to become a first ballot Hall of Famer going up against those two? Tommy, what do you think?
No. No. He's a 4-time MVP. He's a Super Bowl champ. He's a Super Bowl MVP. He has records. No, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, simply put.
It's not too hard. I think even the average NFL fan can tell you that talent-wise, Aaron Rodgers is probably top 3.
Yeah.
So, and he has, while he may not have as many Super Bowl rings as he wants, he certainly has the MVPs, the All-Pros. He was on all-decade teams, Aaron Rodgers is without a doubt one of the easiest first ballot Hall of Famers in recent memory.
Yeah. Good to hear. And you don't even need to go into a darkness retreat for that one, you know? No, not at all.
Keep the lights off for that.
Exactly. Now, another quarterback who is hot on the market is recently released quarterback Derek Carr. After his release from the Raiders, Carr has met with both the Saints and the Jets, two teams who are in both need of a quarterback. If you are Carr, which is the better situation to sign with, or is there another team he should target? Adrian, what's your choice?
Well, between the Jets and the Saints, there's very obviously one clear answer. Why would any quarterback choose the Saints over the Jets? The Saints are headed in the wrong direction. They've been headed in the wrong direction ever since Drew Brees retired. You can argue even before that. But the Saints, outside of a poor, aging offensive line, one good weapon in Chris Olave, an aging Alvin Kamara, who's never rushed for 1,000 yards in a season, mind you. I don't see how you can favor a team like the Saints over the Jets, who have a good young talent in Elijah Moore, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall. While their O-line's not great, Mekhi Becton's got some injury issues, Elijah Vera Tucker, same. The potential's there. And there's a culture building in New York. So I really don't see why Derek Carr would choose any other team besides the Jets. So.
All right, solid vote for the Jets. Tommy.
You said it all. The Jets are the clear answer. The Jets, and it's not even on just the offensive side, but the defensive side of the ball. You're getting one of the best young defenses in the NFL, and Robert Saleh building that culture, like you said. The Jets are the clear answer. The Saints championship windows past them. Carr. He would not fit with the Saints. He's a Jet.
And both of you are sure, beyond the Jets and the Saints, no other teams would be the pick for Carr?
Well, there are a lot of teams that do need quarterbacks, but there's also just the fact that cap space is a thing, despite what some NFL fans might think. So it is a little hard to say, but in terms of the teams that have money, have the talent, have the potential, I think New York, sky's the limit.
The only possible choice I could see is maybe the Colts, but I can't believe they don't take C.J. Stroud.
There's no way the Colts opt for another veteran passer, if that's done them right the past 5 times.
Don't put it past Chris Ballard, man.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you guys are kind of agreeing on all these questions. I'm very impressed, but staunch opinions nonetheless. Thank you both for the great discussion. We are out of time. Be sure to tune in next time for all of our coverage of Marquette sports and more. For Khadija Amawali, I'm Nancy Flaherty. Good night, Marquette.
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to load their minds. Dare to explore. Dare to STEM. Learn more at She Can STEM.
Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.